Hey, what's up guys? This is Jen, and today we're gonna talk about how to use the metronome. This is the second video that I'm doing in a series of videos that is going to explain the best way to utilize the metronome for your practice session. So the first video was all about chords and how to do chord transition. This one is gonna be about scales. This is much more on the beginner level. But I guarantee you everybody can benefit from some metronome work if you don't already do it. So we're gonna do a C minor pentatonic scale. And I'm trusting that you already kind of know how to play this, starting on the 8th fret. Now let's set up our metronome here to 60. I always feel like this is a good place to start. Now, here's the important thing. It's about putting in as many beats as you need to get to the next note, okay? So for this, if you're just starting, maybe 2 beats. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and so on. So you're getting to each note clean, but locking in now. If that's too much for you, if that's too fast for where you are, no big deal. Let's put in 4 clicks. So 1 E and 2 E and that gives you a lot of time to get to the next note. So I'm taking my time, but everything is even. You see? Let's finish out the scale. So even though I'm getting to some of the notes early, I'm waiting. I'm building that control over my fingers and my timing. And that's the most important thing. So what you'll see some people doing, and I'm sure what you've done in your own practice sessions and what I've done as well, is you start learning something and you're like, oh yeah, and then it like train wreck somewhere in the middle. You're like, no, I got it. No, okay, I got it. Or right, when we feel comfortable with a part, we rush the crap out of it, and when we feel not confident with a part, then we slow way down. And we can't do that in music, especially Western music, where a lot of stuff is to a click, right? We can't just decide like, hey drummer, speed up at this part, but then slow down at this part because I don't know this part as well, right? So even if you know you can play half of this at double the speed, I want you to go at the slowest speed of your weakest transition point. That's really, 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 really important. It's gonna be very difficult to have that much control, especially when certain parts are gonna wanna rush and certain parts are gonna wanna slow down. But it's so, so important in building efficiency and speed. So the next part to that is, let's say we're good here at 60 at every other click. When you feel comfortable doing that just a couple times, move it to 65 or 70. I'm moving it to 70 just to make this tutorial a little bit quicker, but you can move it to 62 if you wanted to. But then it's every other click. And you'll feel your brain hurt a little bit. And your fingers kind of want to do their own thing. And you say, no. Here's where we're going. We're following this metronome. Okay, then we speed it up, right? this, just for time's sake, let's do 100. Maintain control at all times. And like I said, if you're trying to follow along with this video and you're like, I can't do it at that speed, it's okay. Put as many clicks in between your notes as you need to get there in time, but be consistent. If you're gonna put, 15 clicks in between your first and second note, then you need to put 15 clicks in between your second and third note. So that's really important. When you start to feel more confident, take away beats. You slow down the tempo and take away beats. So I'm going to put this at 50 now and do every click. Feeling good with what I just did? 50 every click. So BC, everything is still controlled. And then you continue to push from there, or you add in more beats per click. So still at 50, let's do ba da 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 da. So 2 notes per click. So and then maybe 4 notes per click. Here we go. Now, obviously, this is a sped up version for what I want you to try to accomplish in your practice session. Generally, you're only going to go up maybe 5 to 15 BPM per session, especially if it's something new that you've never done before. So allow that space, allow that time to learn how to work with the metronome and see where you fit in with your time and the beats and notes that are in between, if that makes sense. So please take your time. It's really important that you log your tempos to say at the end of a practice session, oh, I got to 78 beats per minute and it was every other click, or 2 clicks per note. Write that down so the next day or the day after you can look at it and go, oh, that's right, that's where I left off. So you're not thinking like, oh, I think I was at 60, no, maybe I was at 90, yada, yada, yada. Just wasting time in your practice session. You go, oh yeah, that's where I'm at. And especially if you're doing several examples like this, you want to keep everything organized. You get it as fast and as clean as possible. And then you move on. You either move on to another example or you move on to the next day and see what you can do. Okay? I think that's it for that. Try lots of different scales. This works with, obviously, riffs and chords and anything you can think of, but manipulate the metronome to where you're at each day. And sometimes, and this can feel like such a bummer, sometimes you're going to be slower than you were the day before. And that's okay. Log that. Because you might be tired. You might be stressed. You might be hungry. You might need some water. Lots of different factors. But it's okay to move back. Because that's where you are each day. So be present in that aspect of playing. Of sometimes it's gonna suck and we won't know why, and sometimes it's going to be brilliant and we won't know why. But if you keep up a disciplined practice routine utilizing the metronome at your level, I guarantee you, you're going to trend upwards. You're going to have some good, good days. Oh, well, that's not so good. Oh, but then a really good day that was higher than the day before, but then a kind of lower day. You're going to go up like this. So trust me, it has helped me so much with my playing, and it's helped a ton of my students who have learned how to utilize it. Let me know if you have any questions or if you want to see any particular scales or riffs or chord progressions with the metronome and how I would have you use it for yourself. So definitely don't be shy about asking for that. And it is freezing in this room, so I'm going to go and get somewhere warm. And I just want to thank my patrons for supporting this video. If you're interested in finding out how to support these videos, then please go to www.patreon.com/JenTrani, and you can see all the ways that you can support. And thank you so much to my patrons who have been with me for a long time. It really, really, really makes a difference. So thank you so much. Let me know if you have any questions. Work that metronome.